Oh, now they're singing "Every Sperm is Sacred."
Yeah.
Uh,
Excellent. Oh, I just kicked us over at a
uh,
pre-show.
that's fair. That's fair. Okay, Monty Python's Flying Circus was the TV show.
Ah, yeah, Flying Circus. Thank you.
That's right.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I forgot the subtitle for it.
I'm like, it's Monty Python something, something, something.
Yeah. So and now for something completely different was a film.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, that's what I figured because
I
I'm just like, I'm pretty sure it's a film.
but it's like a best of the TV show.
Oh, okay. All right, that makes sense.
Yeah. And then there's the Holy Grail was their first like actual feature that
Mm-hmm.
was like shot for as its own thing
Mm-hmm.
instead of just like a selection from the first two couple seasons of TV show. And then it was Life of Brian. And then there was a live skit movie. And then it was Meaning of Life.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm pretty sure, yeah, that was their last actual
Mm-hmm.
film production, everything. And they, I mean, there was Spam a lot on Broadway forever.
Which is like,
Um,
it's like under their thing, but it's also it's like a spin-off almost, just like a musical version of
yeah.
it.
Well, no, I mean, they wrote all the songs, and
Yeah.
but I don't think they don't want to sit around and perform every week
No,
at New York, right?
I have
Like,
actually
let
seen Spam a lot
some
in
lackeys
person.
do that.
It's very good.
And then once they went solo,
Mm.
um, because this is the movie immediately before Brazil. You
Ah,
remember that film?
I've never seen Brazil, but
Have
I'm
you
aware
seen-
of it.
Okay, it's sort of a parody of 1984,
Okay,
but
all
it's
right.
also just like a better version of 1984
Hmm.
because like it's updated and
Mm-hmm.
like they're using humor. It's mostly Terry Gilliam is doing the directing writing. The other guys are not as involved. Like Michael Palin does star in it and stuff like that, but um, you got Ian Holm and Bob Hoskins and stuff. Robert De Niro's in it.
Oh, okay.
Um, and yeah, I it's such a fun little watch, especially if you like Monty Python stuff, but also it is a um it's its great own dystopian fiction in its own right. Like
I'll have to check it out. Like you're pretty much like you're batting 1,000 for movie references as far as I'm concerned because like I think the last thing I remember you recommending, well, one of the last things was that movie Spike Lee made, The Confederate States of America, like what happened if they
oh
won
yeah.
instead, which was, if I had seen that when I was younger, that would have been extremely transformative for me in my youth in terms of my humor. Because that is undoubtedly still one of the funniest things I've ever seen because of how much, like, you have to watch it to really experience the, like,
Yeah.
comedic mirroring effect of, like, how not that different it really would be. And it really makes you go, huh. In the middle of laughing your ass off, you're like, fuck.
Well then over you go to just the fact that it's like totally Ken Burns style documentary and
Yeah.
everything like
Like,
that.
that's the thing. Like, as a documentary, it fits that format so well. Like, you do at times, you're like, this could pass for, like, like, an actual historical attempt at, like, an alternate history. Like, this is almost valid.
I still insist that the best way to have ever experienced the Confederate States of America is to like have fallen asleep while watching like Portlandia,
Yeah.
and then at
You wake up at 3
3
a.m.
a.m. IFC is playing the Confederate States of America, and you're like, did I fall asleep watching the History Channel again?
And you're like, wait a minute.
Like, oh
Why
shit,
is
no,
Harriet
this is an
Tubman
alternate
smuggling?
reality.
Why is Harriet Tubman smuggling Abraham Lincoln? What is happening? This isn't real. What universe did I wake up in? Oh my god. No, I was gonna say too. Recently, as far as movies, I watched Tron Ares the other day. It was actually decent. Like,
Okay.
as far as Tron movies go, obviously, like the first one is just it's a classic. Like it's dated for sure, but it's very cool. It works. The second one really, like, I can't say it's necessarily better than the first one. I like it
Yeah.
more than the first one. Like it resonated way more with me because I think I saw it at like that right age, and I saw it in theaters,
When did it come
and
out?
it like I want to say early 2010s, like 2009, 2010,
On like, is it
2011.
2010?
2010. Okay, yeah. But like you had Daft Punk did the soundtrack for the movie. The
Oh yeah,
soundtrack for the
yeah, yeah.
movie was fantastic. Um like Jeff
Well,
Bridges was
all this, I'm gonna say, like, every Tron movie is like a vehicle for a really cool soundtrack.
yeah.
That, like, if nothing else, like, you have to appreciate. Like, they're like, hey, just run with it. Like, whether it's Trent or Daft Punk or who did the first one.
I don't know. I want to say Depeche Mode, but probably not. Hang on.
I think so.
Tron 1. Oh, I don't know how long it's been doing it, but it kicked fucking over to the intro. All right, we didn't lose that much. It was a couple minutes. Oh, fuck. God damn. It was going so well. I sound checked. Everything was working. I was watching the stream. I clicked away. And this shit again. Oh. It's okay. It's okay. This happens. This happens. Sorry about that, everyone. You missed a little bit of our conversation about Tron. I do recommend it. Fuck. Okay. I'm gonna play the intro. And we're just going to pretend like, fuck it, this happens. Whatever.
Everything's...
Hello, everyone, and welcome to The Altar, episode 199. Title of this one, what the fuck did I name this wonderful episode? Graham Map Strategy Politik. So before we get too much into this, I do want to preemptively apologize. I am still kind of kicking a little bit of like, I don't think it's a cold. Maybe it's like a flu or something. Like whatever the fuck has been going around, I've had it. I'm kind of getting over it. I'm good for a little while, and then all of a sudden it's so I'm gonna struggle with that as we go on. But a lot has happened in the past week again. Lots of development with the situation in Minnesota, which is funny because shit just keeps happening there. Before we go too much into that, I do want to mention that George Floyd and Renee Good died 17 minutes apart. A 17-minute walk apart, I believe.
Walk. Mind you. Yeah,
not a drive, a walk. Like it would. It's
take like 3 minutes.
Exactly. It's real close, real fucking close. And we've also got, I mean, the Venezuela situation, not a whole lot's really happened there. Maduro's on trial. He's like, I'm innocent. I'm a political prisoner of war, whatever.
Yeah, he said prisoner of war specifically.
He did say that. He's also, yeah.
I would also say like the court was like asking him like he was aware to his rights of a counsel, and like people are like, oh, you know, it's a kangaroo trial because like they didn't give him his Miranda rights while he was in international waters or something like that.
Exactly. It's like
they can do whatever they want.
It's like listen, like you're like out here like it's like a football play, and you're like, oh, they were both kind of in the neutral zone. It's like, shut the fuck up, man. Like it's too late. Nothing's gonna happen. It's not gonna change the outcome. It's done. You don't have to like it or agree with it, but here we are. Also, we have Iran is kind of having a little meltdown. I really don't know. Like, I've seen lots of media saying that, like, oh, like, they're overthrowing the Ayatollah and all this shit's happening and all these riots. I don't really know to the degree to which this is true or, like, the actual scale of it. We've heard maybe a couple hundred people have died, maybe 2,000 people have died. I think the U.S. government...
Thousands. But like, I have no way to verify.
No, I have none either. I think the U.S. government
could be on Mars.
It could be on Mars. They could be filming that shit in Texas. We have no idea. I've heard the U.S. government throw numbers like 20,000 around, which seems very not true. Like, oh, 20,000 people. Yeah, we definitely need to bomb them to not kill more people because, you know, bombing for peace works. What else? Also, we have the developing, ongoing, whatever the fuck, with like the U.S. and Greenland and Denmark and NATO kind of being a little bit of a shitfest. And like they apparently talked to Trump at the White House today, and they were like, all right, we're just going to talk. Clearly this is all rhetoric. And Denmark officially comes out of the meeting like, oh no, they actually want to take Greenland. This is a problem. Like they're actually legitimately requesting Greenland. What do we do? And that's a very interesting situation. So what do we want to start with?
I think we need to start acknowledging that we live in map game honest occupied government now.
We definitely do. Like Baron Trump is probably calling more of the shots than we are aware of.
Very esoteric, weird ideologies that you could only develop through syncretism between like different like factions that you would have in like Romania and Hearts of Iron 4.
Exactly. Yeah.
And you know, it's interesting.
This is like we're being led by people like we think they're like adults. Really, they're like 20-year-olds, like the 20-year-olds who still browse 4chan. Like that's a word. I should call it 4chan politic. That's what I should have called it.
here is the elite pipeline that might actually exist. I don't know if this is for real, but like we have we have basically 70 to 80-year-old senators and congressmen that basically accomplish nothing and do nothing and say nothing. They just sort of collect paychecks and insider trade with their money managers, whoever that is. I should try out the sunglass thing more often.
Yeah, man.
That's better. And then, so who actually like runs the legislative branch of the United States, right?
The
Well,
Jews.
it's the staffers. The staffers.
The staffers, of course, yes. The staffers, parentheses.
And they are going to be the 20 to 30, maybe 40-year-old like goipers that basically have been extremely plugged in to the internet for the last 20 to 30 years, however old they are.
We're in a Wojackocracy. That's what we're in right now. Oh boy.
And so like you have like some Senate Intelligence Committee and they're like, hey guys, so the DOD, which is having stuff sent to us by like their 25-year-old like Crusader Kings 3 addicted staffer who's very obsessed with restoring like Grand Colombia, is like, okay, the first domino that has to fall
is Venezuela.
we need to get rid of Maduro.
Dude, it's like this is Barron Trump doing this, and he's just like, all right, I'm going to take this information back to my team at my data center, and we're going to run an analysis. And the data center is just a bunch of his nerd-ass fucking friends playing, like, different map strategy games. You got Crusader Kings.
They're in a multiplayer game, like, warring it out, and they're like, we can do this.
We can absolutely do this. Like, there's no reason this can't work. Like, like, Barron just got done, like, researching, like special operations and, like, the U.S. tech tree, and he's just like, I think if we just send these guys over there real quick, they can just, like, be in and out in 30 minutes. I think that'll work, yeah. Like, also, Greenland, like why not? Just, like, expand the border. Like, just we're just going to push our color in that direction. Like, I just want that border kind of evened out.
Yeah, it's kind of border gore.
It is.
That one red section just above, I mean, the United States is already border gore, right? Except for the Rio Grande is okay.
It is.
But then you have, like, obviously Baja California. Like, if you were any reasonable map gamer, like, you would have the mouth of the Colorado River, and you would have Baja California, and you would would have secured all that. And yeah, he just wants to paint the map a nice color and have it match. But like those straight lines, they don't make sense.
No, they don't make sense. Like, what the hell? Like, what is the point of drawing this arbitrary line in a map? Like, we're not British. We don't do that. We're just going to take the land. What's up?
Scene. Okay.
Oh, no, she's blurred out. We couldn't tell who that was. Yeah. Could be your fiance. Could be the Fed. We don't know. Yeah. Well, same thing, right? Mm-hmm. But government assigned girlfriend. Government assigned fiance.
They have like so in Greenland, as we were talking about. Here's the deal: like, how they're not going to protest a simple military occupation of Greenland on like some kind of legalistic terms, because guess what? There's already more U.S. soldiers in Greenland than there are Danish soldiers in Greenland right now.
I mean, how many Danish soldiers could there even possibly be? Like, not
15.
That 50, yeah, 15. Like there's like one faggot team just like. And by the way, which is a missile launching system. It's a missile launching system used for anti-tank purposes.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair.
Yes.
But they're cool. They're actually kind of cool dudes, the Arctic Commandos, and they roll around on their dog sleds and snowmobiles, and they make sure that polar bears don't like assault villages and start hunting children and shit like that.
So what you're saying is, if we try to invade Greenland, they're gonna like use polar bear cavalry on us, essentially.
Ooh, that'd be a cool tech tree.
That would
That's
be a
like
cool
some
tech tree.
fucking CNC stuff right
It's
there.
like
isn't it?
CNC. That's like Red Alert levels of like CNC
Yeah,
because
red
you
alert.
had the bears, the circus bears. There was also oh my god, what the hell was the name of the game? Iron Harvest was like a mix of like
Yes,
kind of Company of Heroes
the
and like
steampunk,
Red Alert.
like Beast
It
of Punk.
was and like you had a bear, like there was this girl and he had like a bear companion who would like kill people for her. Bear Cavalry, also a big thing in Warhammer.
Oh, do the dwarves use it or is it
No,
humans?
not dwarves. It's a human faction. Hang on, what the fuck? Queen Kislev. Kislev is like the ice Slavs of Warhammer. They live north of the Empire. They're kind of friends with the Empire, but kind of not because it's a different culture. But they're so they have like bear cavalry.
This is old school Warhammer, not
No,
40K,
not
right?
40K. This is like old school Warhammer. Like, I've done that faction a couple times in Total War Warhammer. They're decent. I usually go Empire though because there's like the artillery is pretty fucking sweet, and there's one lord that gets like these magically charged missile batteries. It's basically like if the Empire had like a Lockheed Martin division. That would basically be who you're playing as. It's pretty fucking good. Like she'll magically enchant like the soldiers' rifles, and they'll get like repeating rifles. So essentially, they have like a decent rate of fire, and like every little bullet is like its own little black hole that also has like an area effect static damage like over time. So it's ridiculously overpowered. Is basically what I'm saying. It's Lockheed Martin on the orcs. They are not they're not prepared for this shit. But yeah,
So,
man.
like, basically the first Zulu War.
Just essentially, yeah. Oh, so speaking of like talking military engagements and like guns and bullets and shit, did I mention on the last podcast that I already got my suppressor Form 4 approved?
Wait, when did you apply for it?
So I bought the suppressor Christmas Eve because I was just like, fuck it. And I put in my Form 4 January 1st. My Form 4 was approved January 4th. So on a Sunday, if you can believe that. But I got
Paying the ATF to do anything on a fucking Sunday, man.
I know. Well, here's the thing too. I didn't fucking. I don't know. Like maybe they just had people working overtime because so many people are submitting. But it's real easy to do it now. And I got myself a nice rugged Obsidian 45, which I have right here.
When did it get delivered?
The suppressor?
Like, yeah. I know. Was it just sitting at the?
It was in the store. Like I went to a local store and they had it on the shelf, and I was just like, yeah, I'll just put a deposit on this. But yeah, I've got me a nice Obsidian 45 now.
You're saying, and that's over a holiday too.
That is over a holiday. Yeah.
Like, how many business days is that really between Christmas Eve? You said
Christmas Eve. So not Christmas Eve doesn't count as a business day, really. Like, I was open for business because I was a fucking jewelry store, so of course you're going to be open on Christmas Eve. But no, actually, UPS did deliver in the morning. We don't get a whole lot of postal, but... So, all right, we'll not count Christmas Eve to be safe. Christmas Day, not a business day. And then you had Friday, which is one business day. Saturday, Sunday, not technically business days. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, New Year's Eve, business day?
Sort of.
So here's what I would say. I would say Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve together constitute one business day.
It's a school holiday.
School holiday. Okay, yeah.
You know,
New Year's Day, not a business day. So again, submitting it on the 1st though. So not a business day. Submit it on the 1st. Yeah. Friday, business day. Saturday, not a business day. Sunday, approved.
Well, okay, so we were talking about like the suppressor apocalypse.
Yes.
Which is to say that once they become free or tax free at least, I guess you still pay sales tax or whatever firearms tax your state might have.
Yeah, like you can't escape firearm like sales tax, unfortunately, but like there is no more $200 stamp for Form 4s. There's no $200 stamp for Form 1s, so SBRs, SBS. I believe the AOW fee, which I think was only like $5, was also removed. There are, I think, like the ones for explosive devices still have a fee, but Form 1s and Form 4s for sure no longer have a fee.
Yeah, well, I mean, transferable machine guns, right? Like you'd still pay $200 to transfer, I'm guessing, and
Yes.
yeah, destructive devices if you wanted a RPG or something
Exactly.
like that.
What is that form? Transferable MG. Helps if I could
I think
fucking
it's just a
spell.
normal Form 4, but it's just
Yeah, Form 4.
yeah.
Pre 86 is a Form
So
4.
okay, well that's inspiring that you can
Yeah.
file it on the 1st and get it on the 4th, even with a holiday
Yeah.
in between.
And
And okay, go ahead.
no, I
Yeah.
was just gonna say I have this kind of like this torn thinking about it because on the one hand, this is so easy now. There's no reason not to do it because before, admittedly, like having to pay $200 just for the privilege of getting to own it on top of the actual like retail price and tax, it's just like like it never really dissuaded me if I really wanted one, but it definitely was like something you had to think about. Now you don't have to worry about that. Form 1s as well. I'm probably gonna Form 1 of my AK, just to because like on the one hand, I'm just like, if I have to shoot somebody with this in home defense situation, I would like it to be legal because if I do it when it's in a certain configuration, which it is currently not in right now, it's in a legal configuration. It would be a bad idea because if you have an SBR unregistered and you use it in home defense, the ATF will come for your butthole. But
Yeah.
I just want to do that because with like I know for a fact
It's
that
weird because like all those guys that have switches on their Glocks in Chicago, like only do like a couple weeks
a
in
couple
jail
weeks
or
and they're
something.
out and they've got another Glock with a switch just like ready to go. I don't know, man. Like I do like that justice system. I would really like to be on that tier of justice. Like that sounds fair. But basically, I'm torn
Well, they could be
between.
one of those dudes. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm torn between on the one hand, this is very easy. You should do this. You should buy suppressors. You should Form 1 things. You should, do more of this because the more people that do it, it strengthens the common usage argument in like a modern gun control jurisprudence. And common usage is essentially like a real hard check on you don't need this and you don't need that. And too bad it's in common usage. Fuck you. You can't restrict it. On the other hand, as an anarchist, I'm like, don't register your shit. Fuck that. Do not be on a list. So it's this balance of like, on one hand, I would say it is like if you, obviously, I'm not saying, don't have unregistered SBRs or SBSs or AOWs or destructive devices or explosives or machine guns or anything like that. You need to file the proper paperwork to cover your ass. On the other hand, suppressors are unique in the sense that like you can make one, but if you're buying an already pre-built engineered one, you have to pretty much go through retail unless you're buying it privately, which that's your business, whatever. If you do it through retail, you have to essentially register it. It's not like going to a normal gun store and you buy a handgun in a free state and you run a background check and that's it. Like they don't actually have a registry officially of what you purchased.
I mean,
But they have the sales receipt and like the 4473 has to be stored by the store for 10 years in a hard copy, and the ATF can go in without a warrant whenever they want and ask for those hard copies, and a business has to give them over or they get shut down. But it's not a registry, and the Russians or Cubans, excuse me, and Red Dawn definitely did not use the 4473s to track down all of the gun owners in the sleepy Midwest or sleepy West.
Dude, that was in Colorado.
That was in Colorado, excuse me. So yeah.
Well, that Red Dawn, the OG Red Dawn, is like a Colorado classic, man.
Okay.
Oh my god.
What?
Can you hear my dog right now?
No.
Okay. Good. She just made the most ridiculous. Like she's part husky, so she.
Oh,
like,
so
she's
she's
stuff on TV, and she'll be like, "Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa." Okay. So, one of the most practical suppressors that anybody can get is a 22 suppressor, and I have an MP15 and an integrally suppressed MP15 barrel sounds like the tits.
Yeah.
That would be really fun.
Mm.
And I think I have a birthday present in mind for myself now.
Excellent.
That would
Yes,
be
I like
about
this.
right.
That does sound. That sounds very interesting. I'd like to see that.
The other suppressors in general,
Mhm.
pistol suppressors are awesome for like your bedside pistol, right?
But they're just
Um,
they're not realistic for carry situation. Like if you want to be that
no, but
guy,
they are very ideal for that bedside, that
yeah.
nightstand gun.
Or
And
like
then
if you are using it as a duty gun or like low light if you're using night vision, like whatever. But
yeah,
like for sure as a bedstand gun, especially if you have a safe large enough to accommodate the handgun with the suppressor on it, like that is ideal because you're not going to blow your fucking eardrums out when you have to shoot whatever young scholar or future doctor breaks into your house at 3 a.m. So,
that said, like you generally would want a long gun for your home defense weapon,
yeah.
and that we now you can have a tax-free, totally legal on the up and ups,
SBR.
like he's like suppressed PCC. That's actually the proper form factor for a PCC, because God knows we don't need 16-inch barrels for 9mm, right?
No, absolutely not. Yeah.
And that is nice to just like reduce that item's cost by $400 basically. Now what we had worried about is that like basically, here's the deal. I'm on Silencer Coast or Silencer Shop's website right now, and I'm browsing the 20. I just went into the 22 suppressors, and actually let me look at what is in stock. Gemtech Lunar 9 or 689. That's in stock.
Gemtech is a good brand. I can wholeheartedly recommend Gemtech.
Oh no, I love the Gemtech. It's a great silencer. I searched Gemtech. I was like, okay, what's a silencer I know that like, or a brand I know that is out there. Basically everything is out of stock or on back order. The silencer apocalypse that we predicted, or maybe more I predicted, has occurred.
Yep.
I think everybody's buying them up right now. And you probably could walk into a gun store and get them at above, like it's going to be like the car markups were like 4 or 5 years ago, like right like a year or two after COVID, like when like all the supplies like chains were like at their maximum of like strainedness, because like it takes a year or two to like manufacture a car in reality. I know it spends like 30 minutes in the factory from beginning to end, but like the materials and everything getting there, the computer chips and everything, it takes a year for all those things to go out of stock. And so when COVID happened, then 2 years later, like there was a huge car deficit, used cars went up. I'm on Silencer Shop right now. And I'm just going to browse. This would be a good screen share for us right now.
Let's do it.
Yep, here we go.
Okay.
Back order in stock for $800. In stock for $700. 509 back order. In stock for $650. Out of stock for $560. In stock for $400. That's a titanium suppressor.
Otter Creek, back order, silencer side, in stock.
Here, let me sort by price, low to high. Ooh, that's interesting. We have, this is in stock, AM22.
Rugged Mustang. It's a decent one.
I haven't heard of any of this stuff.
I was about to, like some of these are like somebody's like garage suppressor company that like you get like 1,000 rounds out of it and then it explodes.
Okay, 6 Hour offering a 22 can for $400.
Good for them. Yeah, good for them. Yeah. That'll definitely explode. Allegedly.
Otter Creek is fantastic.
Otter Creek is fantastic, especially for the price. That's a good one. That's titanium. Cool. The Thunder Beast is another good one. Oculus 22 by
AAC is
Rugged is a
great.
good one. AAC is very good. Shit, man. Another otter. Never heard of that. Whisper Chicks
Energetic.
Whisper 22. Hang on, scroll up a little bit. What the fuck is that? That is
Looks like a
gay.
dildo.
It definitely looks like a dildo. Oh my god.
What?
That somebody is going to go home with that and a pair of cat ears that fit over an ACH ballistic helmet.
YMH is good.
YHM is good. Yep. Otter Creek again. Surefire.
Amstrad Arms is good. Otter
Mhm.
Creek, yeah, we love everything Otter Creek because basically they're Allen Manufacturing just reincarnated.
Yeah.
And Whole Ruger Mark IV,
Mhm.
560. Okay, so that's in stock. Did I sort by what's in stock? Not really.
No. Well, I want to see what's out. I mean, I want to see
Because
what's
it's
out of
like
stock
back
too.
order, out of
Yeah.
stock, back order, back order, in stock. What I was seeing was like everything that's like over
Oh, the K's in
600
stock?
bucks
Okay.
is gonna be in stock.
Yeah.
Everything under 600 bucks is out of stock.
Mm-hmm.
Almost everything under 600 bucks is out of stock right now. But I could be wrong about that. Anyways,
the dildo suppressor is in stock. So I back to my comment about young scholars and doctors. I've taken lately, instead of getting like inventing all of these epithets for people, I've started referring to other drivers on the road who are like fucking idiots as road scholars. And there is a certain catharsis I get from like, oh, look out for that road scholar. Like I'm just like, oh, okay, I like this. This works because it immediately conjures the exact like amount of like bigotry that you would normally have for some idiot on the road and packages it in all the right ways. So road scholar. It's my word. It's my first.
Well, like, is it supposed to be like an actual? Like, you realize Rhodes scholars are an actual thing, right?
No. I know. Like, here's the thing. Like, that's yes, road scholars are a thing. I mean, ROAD.
I know.
Yeah.
But like, did you realize there's a double entendre there?
As I was talking about it, yes.
Okay.
As I'm saying it out loud, I'm like, road scholar. Wait, no, that's a thing already. Fuck. Okay, hang on. Oh, that could work, but yeah, no. So, yes, but I haven't been able to think about it enough to actually. So, clearly, I'm.
No, we got there. We got there.
We got there. Oh, Rhodes Scholar is a recipient of prestigious, fully funded Rhodes Scholarship. Okay. Yep. All right. Yep.
Like Rhode Island, like the Rhodesia, like Rhodes. John, was it Rhodes something? John Rhodes? Scrote Rhodes, whatever his name is. Who knows?
Scrote Rhodes. Scrote Rhodes, Colorado? Hold on.
No.
Scout Rhodes University, maybe.
Scout Rhodes.
Maybe. Hey, Christopher Rhodes. Okay, so everybody watching this right now, disregard the last 1 minute and 30 seconds of everything I have been saying and half of what like Max has been saying. Just dump all of this out. We're doing it live. Fuck it. We're wrong. Like we're not the mainstream media. I actually looked up Scrote Roads. Good, thank God for Safe Search. Okay, hang
why
on.
did you actually type that in?
Because I'm fucking high. That's why. Hold on. Oh my fucking God. Okay, hang on. Scholarship. The Rhodes Scholarship is the world's oldest and one of its most prestigious international postgraduate awards, fully funding talented individuals from around the globe to study at the University of Oxford for 2 years, covering fees, stipends, and travel, with selection based on intellect, character, leadership, pigment, JK, and commitment to public service, aiming to develop future leaders for the common good.
So,
Cecil John Rhodes.
Cecil Rhodes. Yeah.
Cecil Rhodes.
Yeah. Okay. We got there.
Woo!
What other stuff was there on the agenda?
Oh,
for
let's see.
tonight?
We talked about Venezuela a little bit. We talked about Greenland. We could talk about Minnesota again a little bit. The whole ice thing. I did paint it as the ice v Lezbollah incident, which is not taken aside here because it's very important to remember that if there's going to be a war between the feds and the left, you do not have to pick a side, and you can absolutely just stand back and watch them both bite each other's dicks off. Like that's totally valid.
I think the situation here is what's called awful but lawful.
Awful but lawful. Yeah. So
Yeah, I
there were.
like.
You saw the new videos? I think you posted some of them in the
Yeah, I
Discord.
think I did.
Which, like,
But
again, needless death didn't need to happen. She didn't need to die. She didn't necessarily deserve to die. But the new video that came out, like, was it like 2 days after the event? Like, definitely changes the narrative a little bit about whether or not she hit him with the car, I guess, and like her state of mind right before the event. Because there was some I guess there was some discrepancy as to like, was she protesting? Was she just driving through? It definitely seems like she was, part of a group of people who have been following ICE around and attempting to civilly disrupt their operations, which is a valid form of protest. Like a lot of the videos I've seen, it's literally them just like driving behind their vehicles and just like essentially tailgating them and just honking their horns like a lot to kind of alert people that they're in the area.
yeah, that's one form, right?
That's one form.
Yeah,
Mm.
but anytime you get in front or like, yeah, there's people standing
Yeah.
around and stuff like that, which like the officer did not need to get out of their cars, right?
Like why they didn't block her vehicle in with the truck that literally pulls up and stops. Like it's not.
No, if they were trying, if they knew they were going to do an arrest, they would have done it a lot differently, right?
I guess, yeah.
Yeah, the tactics were all wrong on it.
The tactics were wrong.
It's just awful all around because, like, yeah, you weren't. It ended up in that situation because you didn't adequately prepare for it, and then you got scared.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But just like to iterate how much power federal agents have, somebody illustrated a case that occurred in the 1890s about federal agents. Are you aware of the case of Neagle? Have you heard of this at all?
Spell Neagle for me. Neagle.
Yep. So in this case, in 1890, the United States Supreme Court decision held that federal officers are immune from state prosecution when acting within the scope of federal authority.
Oh.
So, this is why I don't fuck with the feds, right? Like it's their rule book.
Interesting. And, as somebody who studied
right.
Sorry, I was going to say, as somebody who studied. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
You could be somebody who like is completely in the morally right within your state laws and stuff like that, but like as far as like what the feds will fuck with you like can get away with, like it's almost anything. Like we as libertarians, like we think back to like Ruby Ridge or Waco or like
Bundy Ranch.
But yeah, Bundy Ranch, all these different cases where it's just like, yeah, if the feds kill you, they'll usually get away with it.
Usually.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
Almost always.
Local cops are, like, despite what people say, local cops are a little more beholden to the law. They're still very much above it in many regards. They don't have, wow, yeah. So what I was trying to say is, like, I studied law for a few years, like, in college, and, like, I guess we never covered this, but we did a lot of major Supreme Court cases, and I'm actually surprised this never came up in any of the curriculum I took. Like, this is...
So, okay, are you reading it now?
I'm reading the case, like, right now. This is... shit, man.
So, okay, I'll narrate it. Suspecting a plot against U.S. Supreme Court Justice Stephen J. Field's life, in 1889, U.S. Attorney General William Miller instructed U.S. Marshal John Franks to appoint Deputy U.S. Marshal David Neagle to serve as Justice Field's bodyguard while on road circuit in California. On August 14, 1889, Terry approached Field inside Lathrop, California train station in California's San Joaquin Valley. Terry, a former California Supreme Court justice, had a long-standing grudge with Field, who had ruled against his wife in a lawsuit and subsequently sentenced both him and his wife to jail on contempt charges. As Terry walked towards the exit to the railroad station dining room, he struck Field from behind with such force that he knocked his glasses off. Terry was known to carry a large Bowie knife, so when he drew his back hand again, fearing Terry was about to kill Field, Neagle shot and killed him. This U.S. Marshal killed a California Supreme Court justice.
Based.
He was both were arrested by the San Joaquin Sheriff Thomas Cunningham and released him on his own recognizance, but took Neagle to jail. The United States Attorney in San Francisco filed a habeas corpus for Neagle's release. Circuit Court issued the writ after hearing and ordered Neagle's release. Sheriff Cunningham, with the aid of California, appealed to the United States Supreme Court. In a 6-2 decision in which Justice Field abstained.
Good.
It's totally fair.
Fair, yeah. I was there, however.
The Supreme Court affirmed the lower court, deciding that as a source of executive authority, the president could act in absence of specific statutory authority, and there are no laws that provide for the protection of federal judges by the executive branch. Constitutionally, decision determined that executive branch exercise its own necessary and proper authority. So,
yeah, this federal law supersedes state law in all fucking cases, man. Like,
she's the thing. He was given a task that was actually stipulated by Congress, and if you have that congressional task, then you interfere with it in like a meaningful way. Like expect police powers to be exercised, and that's the thing. Like that surprises me is like a lot of these videos seem to show people being like, "Oh, ICE isn't real police. They can't arrest you for anything."
And then they're like breaking down as they realize, "Oh shit, I'm actually getting arrested and going to jail."
I'm sorry, like they are federal agents with guns.
Yeah,
like you just can't fuck with them.
Like this is the thing. Like
I would appreciate if there wasn't an ATF also.
Yes, however, like I also again, antifreeze is delicious. It is sweet. It goes down easy. It will fucking kill you. It is not a matter of fair. It is not fair. It is not fair that you are unable to drink antifreeze despite it being so sweet. It is not fair that in spite of your right to protest these people, they can kill you and get away with it. Like, that this is something you have to take into account. If you are a parent with children at home who rely on you, getting killed by a federal agent unnecessarily is not good. Like, it's just not. It's dumb.
I mean, for me, voluntarily interacting with law enforcement
isn't going to happen. Like,
is not something I would ever have the mindset to do.
Like, I occasionally will have like cops come into my store because they're like, "Hey, I need to clean my wife's ring real quick," or they're like they're female and they're like, "I just need my ring clean real quick," and I'm like, "Yeah, sure, here you go, have a nice day, ha ha ha," and I'll make jokes to my coworkers when their backs are turned, like I'll do this behind them, like on the strong side wherever their firearm is holstered, and my coworkers will just be like, "Hey." Because we're all based like that, but no, I don't do that. I'm kidding.
As soon as they turn their back, I turn into Jamiroquai in that.
Yeah, it's like
groom. This boogie is for real.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, like you should not.
No, I don't seek out interactions with.
Exactly, you should not do this. Like, if at all possible, part of de-escalation, to throw reference to the onion of penetration, I'm pretty sure the outer layer is do not be detected or seen. Do not be acquired. Do not be targeted. Do not be fired at. Do not get hit. Do not get penetrated. Like this is the level of de-escalation you also need to be thinking about. It starts with don't interact with them, create distance, get away from them if possible. Like just it's safer, it's better for you. Live to protest another day. Especially don't do it by yourself. Don't do it while you're alone in the car and your lesbian wife is standing outside filming you and like agitating the officers and going, drive, drive, drive. Like it doesn't help the situation at all. It's just not smart. Like again, you have the right to protest. You have the right to film ICE. It is actually on you to do it intelligently. You have to make it difficult for them to kill you. Because if you make it easy for them to kill you, they will kill you. And they will get away with it.
This is where I think a lot of like there's this huge amount of rhetoric around like having a Gestapo like Nazi government right now that's like got imperialist ambitions. It's like, okay, you need to actually treat it like that.
Yeah. Like you can't if we are actually living under the Fourth Reich right now. We're not, because it's run by Jews. But if we were living under the Fourth Reich right now, you need to not act like you are a minor hero in a Marvel film. Or you're in like a Disney movie or some shit. This is not Star Wars. Superman, you are not. Superman is not coming to save you. You will die. There is no respawn in real life, bro. If you get lag out here, you're dead. Okay? Like, you have to be aware of this. And a lot of these people, I feel like you're getting into this situation. It's almost the same kind of mindset that you saw with a lot of the people who like participated at the extreme tour on January 6th. And a lot of them, they were like, all right, you're storming a government building. You're walking through there and you're defacing property. You're fucking around. You're trespassing. And you expect to be able to just leave and get home for dinner and then nothing happens to you. Yeah. Now, here's the thing. I love that they did that. I think we should have January 6th every fucking day, personally. The sight of Congress on their knees with bags over their heads and being let out in fear was just, it was wonderful. It was wonderful. Because they do this to millions of people all over the world and have for decades. And like just getting an ounce of the fear they inflict on others, just watching that happen, it was like, yeah. But you can't do that and then be home by 6 for your chicken cutlets. Like, it's not going to happen. They are going to come after you. And if they don't kill you, you're going in a cage until your fucking hero, president, whatever, releases you from prison, which I don't think he's actually done for everybody who's been arrested for shit related to January 6th. A lot of people, yes, but not all of them. So there are still people sitting in prison right now who are participating in January 6th, whereas the dude with the fucking buffalo head and the American flag, he's out. He's a professional protester, agitator. People pay him to go to protests. He doesn't really, I don't actually know if he has actual politics. I think he floats just around to whoever pays him, which is very ANCAP, by the way.
He has run for Congress, and he appeared on Michael Mouse's show a couple times, and definitely was the most somehow right-wing rave guy that you've ever talked to. If you've ever the Techno Viking, I imagine if you could ever interview him about his politics, probably be similar to the shaman.
Probably the shaman. That's right. Yes, the MAGA shaman. Yes, that's right. That's what they called him. Yes. But it's that same kind of mindset where you have like backtracking to I can overthrow the government and storm the Capitol building and be home for dinner. I can use my vehicle as a tool to obstruct federal law enforcement officers, and nothing's going to happen to me. I'm totally fine because I'm Gryffindor and I cast a magic spell on me and I've got my invisibility cloak on and I'm good. Like, no,
Well,
no.
one of those things I said, which is that like you cannot de-arrest yourself.
Exactly.
You there's which I forgot the exact words for it, but it's like if somebody with a gun says you're under arrest, like you're under arrest.
You're under arrest.
But,
yeah.
And I'm like, if you're going to participate in extremist politics and you want to live,
yeah,
like
you have to like
you might spend some violence. You might need to spend some time in a cage.
Yeah, like this is the thing. This is also not a saying that the arrest is like justified or lawful or right or anything like that. If you're under arrest, you're under arrest. Like it's there's no nuance.
But there's no magic spell that you can incant against a armed person that once they say like you're under arrest that like de-arrests you.
Like there's no ollie ollie oxen free. It doesn't work that way.
And it might be that like they put some like they put some handcuffs on you and then they talk to you for like 30 minutes in the back of the car or something like that, and like you get to explain yourself. Here's the thing: every legal officer that's ever existed will say, or when it's legal officer, every attorney that has ever existed will say, like, don't talk to the cops.
Don't talk to the fucking cops. Just don't. Like, that's the other thing. If you're going to do this, essentially, you need to be prepared to do everything in your power not to get yourself killed doing stupid shit. You need to be prepared to spend time in a cage. Like, it's an unfortunate reality. It'd be nice if you could do this and not have to deal with that. You might have to deal with that. And a lot of people who, like, either professional protesters or agitators or people who are frequently at protests, that's the thing. It's like you do your time.
They know that they have spent like nights in jail. They know that that's part of it, right? Which again begs the question, like, if you have people that are dependent upon you, like,
don't fucking do it. Like, just don't fucking do it.
It's unwise.
And like, there's a whole conversation to be had about. So supposedly she has 3 kids, but she lost custody of 2 of them, allegedly. Like, I have not actually been able to corroborate this information or why she lost custody. The rumor is that the woman she's married to now was putting cigarettes out on the kids, which I don't think is true, because I feel like if that were true and it was documented,
she wouldn't have custody.
She wouldn't have custody of the other one. Exactly. Yeah. Like, also there was also an attempt, I will say. It was mostly coming from the left, but you had these initial videos coming out, including her wife, who was literally, it's sad to watch. She's literally crying on camera and saying, "Oh my God, I got my wife killed." Like, she's on video, like walking around like the van, essentially like instigating shit on, telling her to drive, like doing all of this. It's sad, but you have all of these people who are just like, no, she wasn't protesting. She lives in the area. She just dropped her kid off at school. She was an innocent victim in the wrong place at the wrong time. She was scared. She didn't know what was going on. They just executed her for no reason. She was a devout Christian woman, like all of this shit. And I'm just like, oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, hold on. I'm not here to cast judgment on her. For starters, a devout Christian woman would probably not be in a lesbian marriage. Firstly, probably would not have gotten divorced. Less unlikely for her to get divorced. There are causes for that, even in the most strictest branches of Christianity, Catholicism. No, her ex-husband is alive, because they interviewed him. And they tried saying that because he was like, yeah, I've never known her to be a political activist. That was them like going like, yeah, see, she wasn't an activist. She wasn't protesting at all. And it's like, she was. Like, you need to not separate her practicing her right to protest from her, because it does not help her case. But they're also like, they were running with like the devout Christian thing, because it's just like, oh, well, Charlie Kirk was Christian and you felt bad when he died. And it's just like, well, you also cheered on his death and said that he deserved it, but that's okay. We're going to go back to that later. So you have that, and then you have like, oh, she wasn't protesting, blah, blah, blah. It's like, she was protesting. It's okay for her to protest. It is her right to protest. She has a right to free speech. She has a right to not die protesting. But that right comes into conflict with a federal officer's right to fucking kill you because the government says so. It's not right. We're not pro this. This is not something we like or want or support. But it, again, is something we have talked about consistently and constantly, that you have to be aware of it and you have to be careful and you have to have de-escalation on your mind at all times. And basically robbing this woman of agency and making her out to be just some victim who wasn't doing anything is, in my opinion, insulting to her, because she would probably be like, no, what the fuck, I was protesting, like, please tell them I did this on purpose because I was trying to stop ICE. And B, you can't infantilize her death, her out of like what happened. Like I'm like, you can't rob her of that agency. It does no good in this situation. And it reminds me of like this video somebody sent me, and it's like some girl who's like either like in her late teens or early 20s, and she's like making fun of people. It's like, yo, Minnesota, like all this shit. You guys just pick the worst people for your martyrs. Like, y'all just suck at it. And it's just like, yeah. But I made a post about this on Tumblr. And I did reference, Charlie Kirk dying. Because, excuse me, there's a lot of conversation about like people who were thought Charlie Kirk deserved to die and were happy he died and were celebrating it are very upset about Renee Good getting killed. People who were upset about Charlie Kirk dying and think he didn't deserve to die and it was murder and all of this shit, which it was, he didn't deserve to die, are maybe a little bit too giddy about Renee Good being killed by the feds. And it's just like, this is still bad. You don't have to agree with her politics and you don't have to take her side, but you can also agree that this is a negative outcome. It is needless death. She did not deserve to die. Her death is not a good thing. Kids now have to grow up without their mom. This is bad. But you have essentially two flavors of the same kind of statist individual. Charlie Kirk was not an anarchist. Renee Good was not an anarchist. Neither were ANCAPs. Neither were ANCOMs. Charlie Kirk was a statist. He believed in the power of the state. He was pro-government. Renee Good was a statist. She believed in the power of the state. She was also pro-government in a way. If the roles had been reversed and Kamala had won and ICE was being used to hunt down Republicans and the unvaccinated and gun owners, Charlie Kirk would be screaming resist and Renee Good would have an I stand with ICE Facebook banner. That is how this would go. So it is very important to remember in these situations, especially for us in the anarchist community, that you don't necessarily have to take either side. In fact, you shouldn't. Because A, you're not going to take the side of the feds because no, it's bootlicking, essentially. And on the other hand, you don't necessarily have to take Renee's Good side because, and I'm not calling anybody out specifically, but for all of the reasons that certain anarchists were arguing that Charlie Kirk's death was a good thing and that all of the outrage around it was performative, the same thing can be said using your own logic and arguments about Renee Good. So you don't have to take either side. You can acknowledge that both people didn't need to die. Both deaths were needless. It's not necessarily the same situation because on the one hand, you have one person being killed by a private actor, allegedly, and on the other hand, you have an individual being killed by a federal actor. So, no, it's not apples to apples, but at the end of the day, like, if you're part of the anarchist community that decided to go, fuck Charlie Kirk, he deserved to die, statist scum, but you're mad about Renee Good, or on the flip side, you're on the part of the anarchist community that was upset about Charlie Kirk, but also thinking that, like, Renee Good deserved to die and it was a good shoot and, like, good on ICE and all of this shit. You can't really occupy either position. Like, both are inherently in conflict with anarchist philosophy. And I am not Mr. Anarchist King here. I am not the authority on who gets to call themselves an anarchist. But I think it's very important to remember in this situation because I've seen a lot of people, like, there's really no middle ground anymore. everybody immediately jumps to the extreme. And I'm not going to say I didn't do that. Like when I also would like to point out that part of the reason I was extra upset about Charlie Kirk dying is because he literally got shot probably the exact same distance that Renee Good and George Floyd died apart from each other. Like it's about a 17-minute walk from where I was working to where he got shot in the neck. So I also had a lot of friends there, and I was concerned for them. I also had a lot of people. We were like in the grid square search area for local law enforcement, so we were kind of on lockdown. And I had a lot of people come in and out of the store before we were seriously on lockdown that, for all I know, could have been the fucking assassin. I had no idea. So I was a little extra upset about it, and I definitely ran into like the, open season on leftists thing, which like, I have to own that. That's whatever. I did say that shit.
I think we're allowed to get emotional about things.
Oh, for sure. But
and then walk them back.
Yeah.
Capable of like learning and forgiveness and stuff like that.
You would think that would be the Christian thing for sure. But like it just feels like that's not happening anymore. Like there's no middle ground. It's hard to have nuance. It's hard to go, both situations.
That was like the worst thing about cancel culture for the last 20 years.
Exactly.
Like, no matter what you said or how you atoned or how much money you lost, like you could not
be sorry enough from essentially.
You could not be sorry enough. Like you were just permanently destroyed, which is where you get people doubling down on like basically Nazism or racism or anything like that. Like they're going to like they're like, okay, like there's no out from this, so I might as well just like go for it at this point.
Exactly. Yeah.
And that kind of feeds into both sides wanting to just escalate their own cancel cultures and stuff like that. But like, yeah, if somebody's like, now that I've seen more, or like I sit and wait about that and like watch and be like, oh, okay, yeah, I don't like this part of it, or I was too fast to say whatever. Like, yeah, good on you. Like, good for being like somebody who can respond to new information. Like that is the whole point of having language in the first point. Like,
yes,
that is what anarchism I think is actually based upon. When you go, like, I'm kind of a Molyneuxist about all this stuff, is that there's universally preferable behavior. And, if you're not engaged in an argument, then you're engaged in violence. You're just in force, persuasion. And so, yeah, if you aren't able to let people, like, admit that they're wrong, then, you only have to fight them.
Yep.
Right.
Like that's
so.
All your
Like
only
I will
recourse.
always infinitely like allow people to admit that they're wrong, and I would hope that they have the same for me. Right. That like, oh, he's like been able to learn something.
Yeah.
Because like if you treat people like they're incapable of learning something, then like what's the point of language in the first place? Like,
well, that also reminds me of a conversation we've had several episodes ago, specifically about like the insurgency in Iraq and like what might happen with Venezuela, where it's like,
well, no, this is Cybersmith's point entirely, which is like, yeah, if you don't give people an out, like, yeah, they're gonna fight you to the death.
Exactly.
That's the thing.
Yeah. Like that's also, I believe that actually is like part of excuse me. That is part of military strategy, where if you don't give your enemy an out, like they're more likely to fight you to the death than surrender. Because if they're like, all right, you have to
make surrender very easy,
tempting.
Very nice.
Exactly, because if you don't, like, you're gonna have to kill, like, I can pontificate. It doesn't matter. Like, you summarize it. Surrender needs to be an easy option you can take if you would rather not have to waste a bunch of manpower and supplies killing a bunch of people and getting a bunch of people killed. So with this same thing, you have to let people be wrong. You have to let people get emotional and walk things back and not immediately try to destroy them. In the same way that you would expect people to be patient with you, you need to be patient with others, essentially, is it. Oh, man, dude, I cannot wait to be over this shit. Like, it ebbs and flows throughout the day, and right now it's just like, all right, yeah, we're tired. It's nighttime. Let's flood the mucus and let's cough a shitload. That's exactly what we want to do.
Well,
That's,
okay. I am astounded that between the two of us at
mm,
this point of time,
yeah.
that you would be sick and I would be in normal health.
Well,
Because
I was just
I
gonna.
I work with a lot of like, you know, kids and like strangers all the time.
No, I
Probably
do
more
too.
strangers than you.
I mean, I don't know,
But
man. I get a lot of people coming in and out through my door all day. Like, I'm handling a lot of rings which have been on people's hands, which are not
yeah,
necessarily
that's fair.
clean. But I didn't get it from customers. I got it from a coworker who traveled recently and like was in like the Carolinas and was on a plane, and they picked it up somewhere there and brought it back, and it spread through the store. And it's like
Yeah.
it's whatever. Like, I don't. This is my sickness that I get every 1 to 3 years. So like, I'm punching my ticket and I'm good probably till next year. Hopefully, who knows? But like, usually that's how it goes for
I,
me. And it's
I
been. Mm,
do you supplement any vitamin D?
yes, I do. Also, I
Oh,
so during like this time of year too, I will take vitamin D and vitamin C, and like I also all the time just take vitamin gummies like on the regular. So I definitely take supplements.
okay. Okay.
But like, I will say, it's been pretty mild. Like, I'd say it started to come on Friday, Saturday a little bit more. Sunday, I would say it peaked. That was where like I felt like I had body aches and a fever, but I didn't have a fever. And then I felt puny Monday, and then Tuesday still feeling it a little bit. And today, like, outside of like a cough, which like a cough drop just excuse me, neutralizes it pretty well. Like, I'm fine. Otherwise, like, it's just got a little shit. So like, I imagine by this weekend I'll be good. So it's whatever. Didn't take me
Well,
down.
it's nice to like get sick when you have like a strong immune system. Or
Exactly.
I
Yeah.
should say it's nice. It's better than the alternative,
Yeah, which is
right?
having
Like
an
if
immune
you're really
system
worn
affected by the
down
COVID shot.
and yeah, and I am this is like the I'm need to knock on some wood.
Mm,
But like it's just that time of year where like people anytime school gets back in session, like all those
mhm,
kids from all those different areas and all their different family visits and all their different regions of wherever,
mhm,
you know, they come back with whatever illness and then it spreads to the other kids and then they reinfect the community with whatever shit they've got.
mhm.
And I like the prime times to get sick are like right in early fall when like school gets back in session and then back after spring, winter break, I should
I was
say.
I was gonna say, like, those are usually the 2 times a year I do get sick. It's usually
Yeah. No,
September,
and
October, or
it's
like January.
100% the government school schedule.
Yeah, man,
That's what it comes down to. The feds are trying to make us ill.
all the time,
And
all the time. Hmm.
if they would simply have distributed schooling, let people do what they need to do on their own time. This whole schedule thing is all a conspiracy to like breed the most violent viruses possible.
Hmm. Well, at the same time,
And
well, when they're
it's the only
prescribing,
way that they can balance the budget. Or it's been a long-term conspiracy for them to try and balance the budget.
mhm,
And get rid of the old people so they don't have to pay out pensions.
exactly.
Um,
While at the same time, now they're kind of cutting back on it. But before, when they were just prescribing antibiotics like mad, they're just trying to breed a new generation of super bacteria that are immune to that shit. Um, Also, Scooby, would you like to add anything to the conversation? Anything to say at all? Don't look at me. Look at the camera. Okay. All right. Nothing to say. He just wants to complain. Well, is there anything else
well,
we wanted to go
I,
on?
I think that covers all the notes that we had in the. Oh, we didn't talk about PBS dying,
We
but
didn't. So yeah, but that's the thing. Like, that's actually part of the joke, is that like, if you didn't know, PBS News like officially signed off the air You're also in the same boat as me because it just happened very quietly. Nobody really made that big of a fuss about it, and that's it. It's gone. There's no more PBS News. They got defunded and shut down because of it. They just basically decided they can't go on and dissolved, and that's it. And the world kept turning. Ow, ow, fucker. Being attacked.
Well, I don't like. It feels like the state affiliates are still in business for the most part.
For the most part, yeah. Hey, 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 be nice.
Although I know certain states are trying to like cut their public radio budgets and stuff like that.
Yeah, which the radio's whatever, but I don't know. I'm not jumping onto the was PBS or NPR or anything like that spreading left wing propaganda or state propaganda. I'm not. I mean, if it's state funded media, like it's gonna be passing some form of propaganda on, obviously, but like not. I'm not here to say whether it was necessarily in one direction or another, but yeah, like yes, thank you for reminding me about that because much like the
I will
actual.
say, like, I would like there are some genuine like here's one of the things, like, if the state runs like the highway system and cleaning up that highway system from snow or other road conditions, and they're going to have a website to update people about what's going on with that road system
Mhm.
and the weather, the forecasting for that system, like, I kind of appreciate that service, to be
Mhm.
real. Like,
Yeah.
I would like for all that to be, whether it's broadcast on the radio, is like kind of nice that I could tune to a station that is, because there, God knows, there's like a huge amount of like radio bandwidth. Like, it doesn't
Mhm.
all have to be like country pop. Um, and like maybe one station could be like, hey, you're using our public roads that we are like actively maintaining. Maybe you we would tell you if it's safe to travel through them or if there's active weather or something like that. That'd be nice.
That would be nice to know.
uh,
That would be very nice to know.
but yeah, that might be too big of an ask.
I
I
guess.
don't know.
I don't know either. But yeah, I think that I think completes the list. So, was there anything else you wanted to discuss? Any thoughts you want to add before we?
No, we can save it for next week. I think.
Bird, bird.
I think because we appeased the podcast gods, like maybe Greenland won't be U.S. territory by next
Maybe
Wednesday, but we'll find out.
that would be awesome content for our 200th episode, which is another thing I wanted to mention. For our 200th episode, I've been ready. What I think we're going to do, and I'll make some posts about this and I'll drop it in the Discord just so everybody knows. We're going to do the mass call in. So you can call in and be an
Ah,
unhinged for a little bit if you want. You can also, like, if we get just a bunch of people call in, we'll just have 80 people all talking at once. Hopefully, Luke will drop by and drop us with his signature greeting. I can't wait for that because that was fantastic. Other than that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us for another episode of The Altar. So, like, again, this is episode 199. Next episode's 200 episodes. Like, we're cooking right along. Eventually,
mm.
the day's going to come, we're going to be like, episode 1796. The Space Wars still rage on. That's I'm sure what we'll be talking about then. But as always, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. Thank you for clearing your schedule to be with us this evening. Thank you for those of you who participated in the chat and were patient with us through yet another small technical difficulty. Who would we be without them? We hope you stay safe out there. We hope you make good decisions. If Greenland gets annexed, I'm going there and proposing to the GF. Okay, Death Chelada, we'll hold you to that. Just know what, like, things that are said on this show occasionally have a habit of coming true. Like both Max and I suddenly receiving $20 million each. It just happens. It's just, yeah, whatever. But ladies and gentlemen, tax free. Ladies and gentlemen, we love you. We hope you stay safe. And as always, taxation is theft.